I don't know about you, but I'm already ready for spring. So I want to show you what's growing on in my garden now in February. So let's garden on. So the first thing I want to show you in this February garden tour is my brand new kumquat. So I just got this tree about a week ago. It has some fruit on it, but I keep most of my citrus trees in containers so I can take them inside if I get any freezing weather. So we do have one day where we're going to have a light freeze coming up around 30 or 29 degrees. So I'm going to take it inside to the kitchen just to be safe. That being said, most of my citrus trees are in containers. I do have one orange tree in the ground. It's a Republic of Texas orange tree. So during our last freeze, we had some snow, which is pretty rare for my area. Around every 4 years, we get a little bit of snow. This was an unusual large amount, around 4 inches for us, which is a lot for us. So that tree is heavily damaged. I think it's still alive. It's just that it doesn't look very good right now. So that's why most of my trees are in containers. Like we have this coffee tree, also grow take inside, and then we have a couple more citrus like a Meyer lemon, a Eureka pink lemonade, and a key lime, which is also called a bartender's lime, and then an avocado tree. The avocado tree is resistant to cold, but only when it's a mature tree. So I'm also going to be taking this inside too. So it takes about 5 to 8 years before an avocado tree is mature, and then it can be more resistant to cold weather. And at that point, you can plant it in the ground and keep it outside year round. But check out the little kumquat fruit again, sweet kumquat. If you eat the whole thing, seeds, skin, and all. They taste really good. And then next to some of these potted citrus and avocado and coffee tree, we have a U-shaped bed from Vegega. I'll have a link in the description if you guys want to check them out. But I have some broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbages growing in this bed right here that are almost ready to be harvested. And then I have a new bed from them coming soon. So I'll have a video showing what I'm going to plant in that new raised bed, as well as how to put it together. Oh yeah, and I don't want to forget to tell you about this Peruvian apple cactus. If you want to learn more about these, I have another video that you can go check out next. But I took it inside during the last frost because I didn't want to have any damage to it. But this thing was heavier than it looks. I barely got it off the ground, but I got it inside. You know, it's in a terracotta pot. There's cactus soil, which is mostly sand, as well as the cactus itself is pretty solid. But that being said, I think this thing is pretty cool and it does produce edible fruit. So there's a lot going on over here, but this is one of my GreenStalk vertical garden towers. So I had it on the other side of the garden, but I decided to move it so I can make some room for that new raised bed that's coming. So I have some garlic chives in here, some green onions, some spinach, and some other types of snapdragon flowers in here, as well as some onion sets that are growing, as well as over here we have some carrots growing, but my dog keeps jumping in it, so we'll see if they actually finish growing. But they're kind of small right now. I think they're almost ready to be harvested, maybe within the next few weeks, so hopefully by next month. But yeah, and then we have a little fig tree right here, and then there's a bigger fig tree right over here. So one of my favorite things to grow in my garden are fruit trees. You can grow a lot of different types of fruit trees in Houston in the zone 9A to 9B range. One of them are apple trees. Like I have an Anna, a Fuji, a Gordon, and even a ghost apple, which is super resistant to hot weather. But as you can see, this tree right here has 4 different grafts on it, and it's even flowering, so I'm going to have some brand new apples from it coming soon. So the next thing I want to show you guys in this February garden tour is how I grow dragon fruit here in Houston with this dragon fruit planter from Vegega. What I like about this planter is that it has a built-in dragon fruit trellis as well as wheels, so I was able to take it inside during the freeze we had. But what I'm really excited about this year is that I'm hoping I'm going to get some fruit with it. I have 3 different varieties, but I just did a pruning with this dragon fruit to get rid of some of the parts of the plant that are inefficient so the plant can focus on growing fruit and being more efficient with its growth. So the next thing I want to show you is you don't need a lot of space to grow onions. You can grow them vertically in a green stalk garden tower just like this one. I'm growing some Texas 1015 sweet onions, but you can choose any variety you want, but don't overcrowd. I only have one onion set per pocket, but I'm also going to show you how to fertilize them in the next video. And then right behind these onions, I'm growing some potatoes. I'm growing two different varieties of potatoes, a red Lesota and a Kennebec. So both of these varieties are determinate varieties. So just like with tomatoes, you have indeterminate and determinate varieties. So I'm not going to go into too much details about what that means because I just explained it in a previous video where I plant some potatoes in this raised bed right here. But that being said, if you live in Houston, the first week of February is a great time to plant out your potatoes. Or if you live in a similar zone, like I'm in zone 9B, so if you in like 9A or 8B, you can grow your potatoes right now. But I'm also growing some beets in the corner of this bed too. So most of my beets didn't sprout, but the few that did are in this corner. But I think beets just don't grow very well in my zone. So I'll probably try again next year. But, you know, as for now, I just have a few growing. And last year I got into bonsai. So I have a few bonsai plants that I did right here in this corner. So I have a juniper bonsai, one juniper bonsai right here, and then there's a second one. So this is the second juniper bonsai. This is one of my favorite trees as well. And then I dug up some of my pepper plants last year and turned them into bonsai plants. So here's that first pepper bonsai. And then we have the second one right here. So turning your pepper plants into bonsai is a great way to overwinter them because I took these inside during the freeze and look at them now. So they're about to start flowering. I might even take them out of the bonsai pots and plant them in the garden, but we'll see how they turn out. So one of my favorite things to grow are cactuses. Like I have this monkey tail cactus right here, which I think is super cool. So I almost didn't pick this up last year and I left it at the nursery and then I went back and then the one I wanted was gone, but they still had this one, which is still pretty cool. But I guess the thing I'm trying to say, if you see something at a nursery that you really like, especially if it's maybe uncommon to rare, pick it up because you might regret not getting it. But yeah, this monkey cactus right here is one of my favorite plants in my whole garden. But if you guys like this video or found any information in this video helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more gardening videos. But until the next time, I'll catch you on the flip side of the garden.